Okay, hello. Sorry about that. So having some issues with the internet. So you should just be seeing my blank tab right now, actually. So I'm gonna let Unity load here. I'll whip up Rider so you can look at some code, so that you don't have to not look at code for so long. I'm gonna pull up your comments here. So give me one moment, guys. I always forget how to pull up the comments in YouTube, so I think I need to go here. Excuse me, sorry about that. Nope, there you go, blind your eyes with that. There's the game, there's Searchy, and I'm gonna look at the live dashboard here. And I hope the quality is not too bad. I'm not quite sure how this connection is going to work because I'm not currently home, so we shall see. Okay, so I'm going to give a quick intro here. Actually, I think this is number 8. So I will rename this here. Okay, sorry about that. It's kind of unprepared because of the lots of variables this time around. I just traveled somewhere. So basically, let me give you, for those of you who are new, a quick introduction to what the stream is. Basically, I'm working on this game right now. As you can see in front of you, it's a top-down space RPG. And while I work on this game, I answer any questions that people have, and I might even this time around pull open a new Unity project. As you guys ask questions, if you want me to actually show you how to do something, I can program it on the fly. Obviously, unless I can't, but I probably should be able to. Don't challenge me on that one. But yeah, so I'm just basically going to get started here. And if you guys feel the need to ask anything, go right ahead. So basically what I'm working on right now is the settings for this. I've got a plan for like what I have to work on before I finish what's called the technical test. So I am going to be chugging away on that. And I should actually have this, not the settings manager, but I'm working on a new system of settings, which is kind of experimental. So the code you're going to see me working on is, it's not necessarily going to be my preferred solution, but it's kind of an experimental solution. So I made a plan that sounds pretty good in theory, and we're going to see if it works out. Basically, that plan is a way to revert settings in a more organized way, because last time I made a settings manager for Project Velocity, actually, I did not very much like it, because it was basically a lot of different functions that said, change this setting and then change it in the preferences, like the player prefs, and save it in the registry. And then after it would, save stuff in the registry, it would apply the changes, and then there was some of the changes you could press apply, and then it would revert the changes after a period of time. That was all done functionally. What I want this to change to be is to have a single settings manager for each screen. So we'll have video settings, we'll have audio settings, and so on. And a screen in general, you'll be able to make changes to it, and then you'll be able to apply those changes, and then the changes will revert after a period of time. With audio, it probably won't do that. With audio, it'll just immediately, you drag a sound slider, you press OK, the settings save, you press cancel, the settings don't save. There won't be any sort of reverting. It's just canceling the changes would change them back. So basically you're going to see me like make a quick settings menu here and just test it out like on the fly. Okay, so I'm going to hit play here just so I can see my current windows, because I'm not actually happy with the way that my Windows settings work. Oh, by the way, there's the new dialog for input prompting. So here's one window, the trade window. Here's my inventory, and here's my schematics. So what I'm thinking is, yeah, what am I thinking of? I think I'll just make one of these windows again. These aren't my favorite like styles of windows. They're not. They get the job done, and they have a nice look, but I feel like an accent color is missing. Like maybe these tabs could use a selection of orange on the side, or maybe the text can change color or something like that. But it does get the job done. And as for the inventory, maybe those should have the background the same way the schematics do. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and make this window change. So I'm gonna look at, where's my master canvas? Main window. Actually, this is not how I want to take care of this. What I want to do is, it should actually be in a different canvas, but I think I'll switch that later. Because in general, when you make a canvas, you should make the canvas only be, sorry, I was distracted for a second there. When you make a canvas, you should always separate variables in canvases for the sake of performance. So for example, if you know a bunch of UI elements are not going to change, they should be in a separate canvas of things that won't change. If you know that something is going to change at a certain time, make sure everything that changes at that certain time should be in the same canvas, but also respect organization. So don't just make a changing canvas, and don't just make this. For example, when I know that when I'm going to move around, this is just an example, it's not real, but basically if I have an inventory system where whenever my items change, the canvas will update, maybe all my inventory stuff should be inside of that canvas, rather than, in the same canvas as the changes for, let's say, my input prompt, because those are two different variable situations that occur. So, there's no reason to make them in the same place, because one thing will trigger a change in a canvas that has nothing to do with it and waste a lot of time complexity. So I'm going to stop speaking and I'm going to start coding. So I don't need this top system collections, and I'm just going to look through this code to see if this works at all. So basically I have selecting the next resolution, selecting previous resolution, staging resolution, and setting the resolution text. The other thing I have here is this resolution preference, which is inheriting, or I guess, sorry, it's composing an interface here, which basically allows me to do a few things. There's an initial value that's grabbed, so that's either if you load or use the default value. It's whichever one. If there is no value to load, it'll just apply the default one. And then there's staging a value, which basically means changing it in the UI. So if a setting is 1 and I want to add on to the setting and make it 2, that'll be like I press an arrow, the setting becomes 2 in the UI. That's what staging means in this context. Now applying means actually setting that change to do what it's supposed to do. In this example, the second resolution, that will be applied to the screen. So it'll actually change, not just display in the UI. And accepting the change means keeping it that way, right? And saving it in the preferences. But reverting it means undoing the changes and saving and not saving the new change, basically. And of course, those are here because if you've ever changed your resolution in Windows before, there will be a 10-second countdown. It's the same for Project Velocity. There's a X second countdown where it will automatically revert, because there's the chance that if the resolution was changed to something where you actually can't see, and maybe you can't see to hit no on the dialog, then obviously it should revert automatically. So it's kind of a safety issue, contingency plan. What's up, K Cormac? So it looks like you're asking how do I publish a game. So I guess I guess there's a lot of aspects to that. So unless you want to go more specific, I'll just kind of start talking about my experiences with publishing stuff. So far I've published. I mean, I've created several projects, but I've published. I would say 2 games. You can see them at omniurf.com/games. 2 of them were published on. Both of them were published on Android, so Google's Play Store, and on Steam. So the process for both of those was different. Rebound at the time, when I released it on Steam, Steam Greenlight was still a thing. So you'd throw something on Steam Greenlight, and you'd hope people would vote it up, and it'd get stuck inside of the Greenlight queue forever. And basically, the only thing you could do there is wait. And so with the new Steam system, you use Steam Direct, so you just pay a fee, and then eventually it'll get on the store, assuming it doesn't violate any rules. So I guess my process from start to finish is, first I scope out a game, I make the idea, and then I develop the game, and then I build it through Unity, and then if I need an installer, I'll set up an installer. Otherwise, I'm a big proponent of just throwing it on Steam or the Play Store, because they tend to manage the install system completely. So you don't actually need to create your own installer; it'll just unzip and whatever. So what I would do is, for publishing a game, is, like I said, build it, and then you kind of just the system, or I guess the process for releasing it on Steam or Play Store it'll all be on the website. It's fairly straightforward. The rest of it is really just planning. There isn't like a uniform way or anything like that. So if that doesn't answer your question, feel free to get more specific with me, because I might have missed what exactly it was you were asking. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and create station window content. So I'm gonna play this again to remember how my current system actually works. So looks like okay. So I have station window content, tab group, control group, and then okay, yeah, the content containers. Okay, so if I hit E on this, and it should have station market content container clone. Cool. Okay. So what was I doing with this? So I need to make a settings menu, basically. I'm going to look at some examples. Okay, so I'm going to select this prefab market content container. That was weird, market content. Okay, there we go. Okay, so let's pull this in. Tab window content. Okay, so let's... Oh, but this is... Okay, so if I want to make these separate tabs, I'm going to need a tab for video settings and so on. Okay, so... tab, market tab, inventory tab, crafting tab. Okay, I'm going to make a settings folder. Okay, so All right, next I'm going to basically, I'm going to make a new prefab here. Video settings, content container. Okay, so I'm going to drag this prefab on here so that I can start modifying it. And I'm going to change the name of it so I don't lose track of what's going on. Okay. This computer is so much slower than my desktop. Okay, video settings, content container. I don't really need any of this, but I'm going to keep it for the sake of the color coding. So I'll just set them as inactive, and I'm going to think about what I want the settings to look like. Okay, so video settings, I'm going to move this in the settings folder. Let's see. Don't need that script. Okay, so I'm going to make, come on, load. Actually, I'm just going to start with the resolution option anyway, so I'm going to start with that. Let's see. Actually, I'm kind of inclined to play one of my older games so that I can remember what it looks like. Whatever, I'll set these to inactive. And let's see here. Go away, Steam. Video settings, content container. So this is the entire thing, and I'm going to make a sub panel here. Panel. And I'm going to scale this around, move it over here. You know, I'll leave it to be the full thing. And then what I'll do is I'm going to add a vertical layout group. And if I just make sub-panels on this, panel, I'm not sure whether I want to do this system with a vertical layout group, because I want them all to be uniform, so I might just change this to a grid layout group. So you know what, let's do that. Let's just do a grid layout group. Add component grid layout group. And these are going to go in vertical. And let's see. These should be governed by a content size fitter, to be honest. Content size fitter. But they might not be, so I might actually throw all these changes away. So let's see. The only thing I really want to be the same is the spacing. Like, I mean, the cell size is definitely, it's not going to be that big, but we'll see. Is there a child control size here? Yeah, I'm overcomplicating this. I'm just going to make these their own components here. And I don't need a grid layout group. I do, but I'm blanking on how to actually do it the way that I want to. So I'm going to start with just doing it this way. Actually, I just remembered. The resolution should be a drop-down menu, so... actually, Unity UI drop-down. Forget exactly how to do that. But wasn't there literally a script for drop-down? Yeah, but I think you needed like a template, which I'm not a fan of. Yeah. Let's just move these out of the way. Let's move this to be anchored. How does anchored top left? I'm gonna move the pivot over here. Or do I want that? I think I want that, yeah. It's just 100 and 100. Oh wait, negative 100. I keep going to the game view to view a preview of it, but I forget that I can't preview it because it's not even in the center of the screen. Okay. So this drop down, actually, yeah, the drop down will literally just be the resolution text. So here, let me UI text. New text, 1920 by 1080. Forget which font I'm using. Using Good Times? I think I'm using Good Times. This is Good Times RG. Good Times RG, yeah, there we go. I'm gonna let that overflow for now because it shouldn't should never really exit that size. Okay, so now is when I'm actually going to use the other color coding system. So let me see. Move you over there. So this color see, which part of it is that color? I think that's the color, right? Image. Yeah, that is it. Okay. So let me apply that color here. What is the alpha? The alpha on here is just 1. Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that then. Whoops. Okay, so then this color, why does that feel so much darker? What's going on here? That's the same as the drop down. That's weird. Oh, or is it the image? No, it's not the image. Player inventory. UI texture. Oh, that's, yeah, UI texture. UI texture grain. There we go. I'm going to use the same orange for now until I decide that orange is ugly for the setting options. That looks a bit strong. So here's the other thing I'm thinking is, let's align the text here. And then stretch this a bit to the side. And then we need to put a drop down arrow in there. So I'm not sure if I want this to be stretched or not. I think I'm going to do this, and then I think what I'll do is give it a content size fitter. So then, like, if it gets bigger, if I move the pivot here, does that work correctly? Yeah, that works. Okay. Okay, I will do that for now, and then what I'll do is add the drop down to this. Can this also be a content size fitter? Content size fitter. Preferred size. Oh, that's not right. Preferred size. Why is that the preferred size? Why in the world? 2048. I don't think so, buddy. That is very strange. So why did I... That is strange. What is it fitting to? Min size, whatever, I'm just gonna, I'm doing this. Stop having this component. And I liked it how it was before, now I can't remember what it was. But that is not how the content size fitter should work. Well, whatever, fine, Unity. Okay, so I'm gonna add an image here. This image should be on this side. And ideally what should happen is when more text is added, this panel should expand the text. But it's not what's going on. So what I could do is also make the image a child of the text. But yeah, I need this to stretch too. So I'm gonna stop overcomplicating it for now. And instead I'm just gonna put this here. And I'm going to change this thing's image to be the actual drop-down arrow. Oh, that's cool. I don't know what that ship is from. Yeah, I don't like that drop-down arrow though. We can just make it a drill. I feel like it'd be so much cooler to be like one of these input glyphs. But they're facing the wrong way, so it's not going to be that. Or even this, they're just so much cooler than the... Actually, I might use this. Preserve aspect. I'm going to move this to be on the panel. Okay. Why does this always go up? Under. What is it with Unity's snapping and never working? Like, look at that. It shows a smart guide. It's like it's Adobe, but it doesn't. The smart guide doesn't work. Anyway, let's do 80 by 80. Actually, that's incorrect because this is actually a drop-down. Whoops, I was wrong. I need to actually use a drop-down arrow. Okay, fine. Is there anything that's just down? This is just down. That looks cooler. Friction drop-down. Looks cooler than the drop-down arrow, I think. Anyway, I think what I'll just do is best fit. So I think the maximum size is going to be 57. Because, like, let's say it was 23. And the text is... Why is the text not centered, actually? That is not centered. Like, vertically centered. That is so strange. What is that? Huh. Whatever. Yeah, it uncentered after I messed with it. It stopped working, right? Huh. That's working right, but this is not. I wonder if it's because of this. No, it wasn't that. Let's just take off best fit. Let's just make it that long, and then let's move the drop down farther. Okay, that's what a drop down is going to look like. I think that's good. My eyes are hurting from looking too close at this thing. This is really not an exciting installment of the stream. It's kind of like UI busy work. So actually I'm going to go back to looking at an example UI because I want to make sure these settings don't look bad. Because this right now doesn't have a border, which I think can look a little strange. So I think what I'll do is actually follow the same convention I was following over here. I think I'm going to have a tab up here like this color. Yeah, I'm going to just copy this image. And I'm going to make a panel. Do 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 do. How does that look? So if I shrink this, Yeah, that works. Although that should be a stretch, and then this should be... And then it can stretch as well with preserving the aspect. Okay. I'm going to actually save this as a drop down until further notice. UI. And then let's do util. All right. I'm not sure what to call this folder. Just call it standard. Or I'll call it elements. That makes sense. Okay, so in my elements here, this will be the drop down. So let's call this. Okay. I'm going to apply that, and then I'm going to test it out. So if I pull down here, it's not working. What are you doing, Unity? Okay. Drop down. So I'm confused. This is on stretch and aim right. Oh, you're not on, it's not on the panel anymore, that's why. This is the arrow. This is the current option text. And this panel is the header. Apply. Okay. Now in theory, I'm going to apply this, and then in theory I should be able to... Yeah, that works right. Look at how that pops up though. That is very peculiar. I guess it's because of the pivot. No, it's not. That is weird. What is that? See that pop? Whatever. It's Unity UI. It doesn't work. So I'm going to move this over here. I think the colors should be swapped though. Right, so like this should be white. Oh, do it, come on, go white. Triple F, enter, let's go. Okay, this one could use some color though. Now we're talking. I don't know, actually I kind of liked it the other way. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to compare them. I feel like this one makes more sense, but I feel like it also makes the drop down less clear that I want it to, like that you're supposed to click it. Maybe a more subtle orange. Whoops, okay, I'm making a mess here. Like that, maybe that's more appropriate of an orange. I'm going to delete these panels as they get out of the way. And I'm going to paste this one more time. Drag it down. Which one looks the best? And the thing is, this text also should not be bright white. It should be the same as like this color. 231, yeah, that sounds right. Okay, current option text. Allow me to change this color. Oh wait, no, not the first one. Okay, so color, just in here, didn't work. Oh wait, undo that. This one and this one need to change to be 231. Okay, that looks better. But I'm still not quite sure. I think I'm gonna go with this one. Reminds me of an old game. I like it a lot, so I will apply this one, and the rest I will hide them. But I feel like this text can move a bit more to the side here. And maybe the background of the drop down can be a little bit less dark. 150, 150, 150. Yeah. Let's go with something like this. Okay, I like that. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna actually program this drop down now. The next thing I'd have to do after I make this resolution thing work correctly is for the rest of the settings, like, I mean, what else is there gonna be for, yeah, there's gonna be like a full screen toggle, so I need to think about what the toggles will look like. Maybe they can be like a crosshair or something like that. Yeah, I just kind of want to get that old game sort of feeling from the settings menu here. Okay, so how does this work again? Once clicked, opens the list of options, so a new one can be chosen. Upon choosing a new one, the list is closed again. Control shows. Yeah, I mean, obviously. Okay. So let me just look at the script. Caption text. Options. Okay. Yeah, one issue is that the options need to update with the actual list of resolutions. So excuse me. Is it 1336? 1366 by whatever, doesn't really matter. These are just examples. So let's see. So value. If I change the value. Okay. Actually, I'm just going to test what this does when I actually click on it. So I just forgot how the drop down works. So I'm going to move this to the master canvas and just drag it over to the side and click over the game as I test it out. That is huge. Why is that so huge? is big. Drop-down template is not assigned. I mean, the drop-down template is itself. This is what I hate about the drop-down. Use yourself as a drop-down. Let's go. And what does that do? Does that destroy Unity? Does that crash it if it's itself? Because I'm not quite sure what the... Oh, where did you go? Right, it does some weird shit. Okay. Ah, yeah, and actually read what this does. Drop-down can be used. Drop-down with its list of options open. Details. The template system. Designed to have a child game object which serves as a template for the list that is shown. The template game object is inactive by default but can be made active while editing the template to better see what's going on. The template must have a single item in it with a toggle component on. When the actual drop-down... Can I just create a new drop-down in the UI? I forget. UI drop-down. That's what I was supposed to do. Whoops. Template. Arrow. Oh. Ugh, I hate that. Do. Okay, well this part's not going to be so exciting. Basically, I'm just going to drag this item over here and apply it to... Where did this go? Is this not in the... I swear this got bigger than it was. That's weird. I guess it is just big. But the thing is, this main menu is like not big. And I had it sitting over here. Oh, yeah, actually that is big for the window. So I need to shrink it first. Okay, so let's just like drag this. What would be easier is if I just actually drag this over to the side here. Do 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 do. Selecting things is such a pain in the ass on a canvas. Okay, so min size, let's do the min size is like... Okay, this best fit is not working at all for this text. I don't know why. Just turn this off. Change the font size manually. I think that looks better. Now it doesn't need to be as long, of course. feel like that should stretch in every direction. Right, because, yeah. It's not going to work how I'd like it to, but it should work that way. Still not quite how I want it. That's current option text. I want that farther or closer. Let's say like here. Okay, now I'm going to make this go in this direction. Drop down, so let's just shrink that a bit. God, I keep losing. Here it is. Okay. A little bit longer. Like that much. I think we're good for a drop down like that. Now I just need to actually apply it to the stupid prefab itself, or the Unity drop down. Okay, so I'm going to be getting off in just a second here. So you can also ask me any questions at, you can actually just shoot me an email. I will definitely respond, or, you know, comment on any video, or send the YouTube channel a message. My email is bilal@omniearth.com. That's BILAL@omniearth.com. So you can just email me there, and I will help you out with your project if you'd like. Or if you want to just ask me anything at all, then feel free to do so. For now, I'm going to get off, so I will see you guys at the next one. I usually stream every day at, or sorry, not every day, every Friday at 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern Time. So be sure to tune in next time. So I will see you on the next one.